Hello, I'm here on San Miguel and we're looking at the Sete Cidades caldera deposits. And here we have one of the units, P9 I understand. It's one of the ones that had a lot of energy, a lot of felsic ash and pumices, but also a lot of lithics. Let me show you. So here we are, here is the wall of deposits, and there is these finer units here. So these were more finely kind of grained, and therefore they stick out, they were compacted better, and they may have experienced a little bit of diagenesis. But here's some lithics. So there's whole pinch and swell lithic lenses in there. Very intriguing phenomenon how you would kind of deposit those in a pyroclastic flow is very intriguing. You must create pressure shadows and potentially even little valleys at the substrate carved out by subsequent pulses. And there's one, for example, here that sits there. Not a lot of impact kind of in terms of deformation below it, so it came with this, but then it destroyed or disturbed this finer grained layer at the bottom. So there is something going on, very intriguing. And here we have more of those. Then there's a bit of soft sediment deformation here as well. You can see it kind of swelling up and down. There's also a bit of a swirl there with a bit of an impact by the looks of it. Here we go. So very intriguing textures here. And then down here we have a bit of folding, but this I take to be soft sediment folding. And we continue here. So here's a bit more of those lithic horizons. So a pickup clasts that were deposited, and for some reason there seems to be a little valley here in which they were laid down, and it pinches and swells as the literature describes. So very intriguing as well. Pressure shadows and topographic lows that allow these deposits. And the biggest of those is actually over there, at least the biggest in this section here is over there. So here you can see it, and there is a little valley, and here we had the side of the valley, and it goes down here, and then we go up here again, and then this valley was filled, and once the topography had been evened out, we had flat units on top, but there's a lot of rubble down here in that little valley fill. Some of the rubble is getting quite larger blocks here, and many smaller ones. These are basaltic blocks, or somewhat more evolved andesite ones, and they don't belong into that sequence per se, because this is a more felsic one, and therefore we can pick them up rather easily. So here's the entire sequence, and beautiful outcrops, and really worth a visit. So if you enjoyed this, then I hope you'll enjoy the view of the bay here as well. And there we are. It's a bit of a dark beach down there, and I'll use this to say goodbye, and I wish you all the very best. Bye bye.